Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to another edition Outside Looking In. My name is Bruce Degg. We're talking about the issues that emanate from Montgomery County and beyond. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. You know why I'm doing okay? Because it's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. And I got my Miller Lite out, and I'm ready to talk to you, the people. What am I going to talk about? I have no idea. I got on the mic today because it was necessary. The one thing I don't understand that goes on is like Thursday was beautiful down here in Montgomery County. It was 75 degrees. There was some rain in the morning, but it opened up, sunshine pouring down. Come Friday, kapoom, 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 done. Bad weather, weekend bad weather, everything bad weather. So what I gonna do? I didn't feel like lifting weights today, so I come down here to do a podcast because I felt like it. And then the rest of the night, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is the highlight of my day. Sadly, it's true. This is the highlight of my day, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about fraudulent things. How about that? A little bit of fraudulence. Some of you are going to totally disagree with me right off the bat. The NCAA tournament basketball is a fraudulent tournament. Why, Bruce? Why do you say that? Because back in the day, you used to know who the teams were. You used to know who the players. Now you know nothing. One and done has killed the NCAA. All of these schools coming out of nowhere. Oh, it's a Cinderella story. Well, why? Because they got guys who were men playing against boys, 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds who were looking to go to the NBA next year. It's like with the yo, check me out instead of the team play. I'm not surprised. Ooh, upsets. And then we're going to get bombarded with DraftKings and FanDuel. You can place a bet now. You can have a prop bet right now. Enough. It's all fraudulent. You don't think so? Well, then you're fraudulent too. How about that? I'm just going to cut right to the chase. You're fraudulent too. But let's talk about the real fraudulent situation that's going on in the United States. And what's that? Of course, it involves Donald Trump. But I want to know something different. Let me go on a disclaimer right now. I did not vote for Donald Trump in the last election. I did not. I am not a Donald Trump flag waver by any means. I actually wish he would retire and go away. That's what I'm telling you. I don't think he's good for the United States. But you know what else is not good for the United States? The January 6th committee. What do you mean, Bruce? Why? Why are they no good? What's the matter? They were doing it. They were showing why people invaded the Capitol. Yeah, and it was an invasion. It was a break-in. It was whatever you want to call it. I agree. I am not for what happened on January 6th. I don't think anybody had the right to be there other than anybody who was invited in. Trying to disrupt the process of law, trying to disrupt a peaceful election, blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in what happened. But this January 6th committee, you want to talk about fraudulent? What are you doing? It's all theatrics. The whole thing is theatrics. No, if you don't have the goods, if you can't charge the man, what the hell were you doing? You interrupt primetime television to go on at 8 o'clock at night. You know, this is the greatest thing we're going to and all you do is show violence. And the violence was abhorrent. I agree. But where's, as Clara Pell used to say, where's the beef? Come on, man, where's the substance in this? The January 6th committee. It is another thing about Donald Trump that I don't understand what people do. He gets under his skin. I have a youngest son, Landon. Ryan gets under his skin like you wouldn't believe. And I said, Landon, Ryan wins when you show the emotion, when you show the anger, and you get so frustrated that you just start like spitting and trying to hit him and stuff like that. Ryan wins when you do that. You have to control your emotions. Otherwise, you're just flying off the handle and everything's emotional. And then I start yelling at you because you have a high-pitched scream that gets under my blood. That gets into my blood. And now you're the guy who's been wronged. Ryan annoyed you, and now you're annoying me, so I'm coming after you. But the thing about this January 6th committee, and you might disagree with me, and I don't care. I told you, I want Trump out. I want him out of the way. I'm so sick and tired of this blowhard, absolute blowhard, who did have some good ideas. I'm not going to lie about that. Policy-wise, some of the things worked. But now, forget it. Forget it. You know, I mean, calling for possibly violence if he gets indicted for his the hush money charges. We'll talk about that in a second. But this January 6th committee, Jamie Raskin, Cheney, all of these people. What happened on this day was horrible. It was terrible. It was miserable. They're all Bill Walton. Horrible, terrible, miserable. And it was. What they're saying is not wrong. But if you cannot bring up any charges against this guy, what was the purpose? What was the purpose of the January 6th committee? I'm still waiting. Hello? So what is the purpose? My son comes home the other day, Ryan, the one who annoys Landon. He comes home and he says to me that he's in AP government class and they had a January 6th committee of their own. And they came up with like 15 charges to bring Trump up on. I mean, trumped up charges probably. You know how the school system is, got to lean a certain way. And again, it's like, Bruce, why are you going back and forth? Why are you saying you want to get rid of Trump and then protecting him? Because I just want fair and balanced, right? Fox News is not giving it to me. CNN sure as hell ain't giving it to me. I want fair and balanced. I want people to think again instead of being driven by emotion. When you drive by the president's thing, you give him the finger on a bicycle when he's in Virginia or whatever. I mean, relax. Who are you? Oh, you're so cool. You're so radical. You're radical. But I mean, political theater was January 6th committee, showing us all of the wrong, which is people needed to see. But then they give the shaman there, the guy with the buffalo head. They should have put him in jail just because of wearing that stupid ass outfit. But they put him in jail for 4 years and he's being escorted. Where is all the back stuff? You give it to Tucker Carlson. McCarthy gives it to Tucker Carlson. I mean, that's my ally. I got to work with Fox News and I don't even know. It's all theater. It is all theater. You might not agree with me here, and I don't care because that's the way I feel. What the hell is the point of the committee if you didn't come to anything? I can show videos too. It's like lunchtime during rain at Davis School. Let's watch Steamboat Willie again. Let's put on some stuff and see, cartoons. Because that's all it was. We're going to break in each night. It's so important. Media coverage. All it is a re-election bid for half of those people on the damn committee. This is how tough I am. And I am tired. I am tired of Congress. I really am. I'm tired of these old men. And should I say white old men? Because I got to complete that sentence. White old men. Can't be just old men. Can't have old guys up there. And, and just... They don't know anything about technology. They grill people on technology. It's like, how does this work? It's everybody in Congress is just trying to show it. Hey, enough with this biting. I got you. Burn. Sizzle. I used to do that when I was 5 at Camp Skodak. Gotcha. You're burned. Everyone with the tricky language, not letting anybody answer anything. I mean, these committees and all of this stuff is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous because it's all theater, political theater. And I was alluding to before, these charges with Trump. The DA of Manhattan thinks he's got Trump dead to right with these hush-up money payments to Stormy Daniels. I don't know every detail of this case. All I know is, if you're going to bring it up, you better get him. Because John Gotti was named the Teflon Don, right? I guess it's the name Don. Because we have a new Teflon Don. You've impeached a guy, didn't work. You have a January 6th committee, there's no charges. You yell and scream at him, nothing sticks to this guy. You can't bury him. So what if you can't bury someone? What do? You should just ignore him. Just ignore him. But everybody is so emotional about stuff that they can't let it go. It's like, oh, yeah, well, Trump is out of the picture. Just can't let it go. Let DeSantis take him on. Let that fight happen. And that's a fight I'd like to see. Let that fight happen. And I'm not even talking about political, where my leanings are. I'm a Democrat. Hey, I'm a Democrat. How you doing? If you want to vote in the state of Maryland, you better be a Democrat because primaries count more than general elections. How the hell did that happen? Don't tell me anything's fair and balanced anymore because it's not. It's just not fair and balanced. Nothing is balanced. It's all swinging one way. But Alvin Bragg, right? This guy can't he refuses to prosecute crime in New York City, even though I was reading a puff piece in the Washington Post, and some committee I've never even heard of, I looked them up, it seemed to be legit, but some association in New York City says, we were worried about Bragg, but now we feel he's coming around to protect the businesses of New York. You know what's protecting the businesses of New York from shoplifting and theft? The private security with dogs. That's what they're doing. They have private security with K9 patrols. Because I don't care, a pack of gum, stealing aspirin, whatever, it's not worth it getting bit by a dog. It might not be worth it, but, that's what has to happen now. Private security has to come in because this guy will not prosecute shoplifters. But he's going to go after the ex-president with key witness Michael Cohen. And we talked about Michael Cohen weeks, months, years ago. Droopy Dog tried to run with the big boys, and he couldn't. He got set up, and now he's crying. Oh, I did my time. And he didn't even really do his time. But he got out because he has dirt on the ex-president, on the former president who lost the election. I think dirt on him. He's your star witness? Star witness. Man, it's one of those things. I mean, that's one of those perfect situations where you see in the movies where the police come to his door and he's like, what happened to me? What happened? What do you mean what happened, Michael? You got duped. They played you like a fiddle, man. That's what happened. You tried to be in with the in crowd, but you weren't down. You weren't in. They got you. And there is no way he's going to be the star witness and his credibility, in my opinion. Again, I don't hold a law degree, but I should. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV, but I should. But all this kind of stuff. What the point being here is if you don't have it against Trump, what do you keep going after him for? And it's like, maybe he deserves it, but get your ducks in a row. Have the dirt on him. Just don't show videos. Don't take excerpts. Don't take all of this stuff. Put the charges on the table. Stop being fraudulent. Stop building up your resume. I was on the January 6th committee. Vote for me. I went after Trump. You didn't go after anything. You just yelled at him. You yelled at people. You brought in people who corroborated your story, your theatrics. You brought in people from stage right and from stage left. And anybody who knows the Apollo knows that Sandman didn't pull him off. But think about it. I mean, Trump, this guy gets into your skin so badly that you think irrationally and you don't do anything properly. Impeached. That didn't work. January 6th, that didn't work. And this DA stuff, Alvin Bragg, you better have it. If you got it, you got it. All right? I'm with you. I'm not saying don't bring the charges up, but you better make them stick. Because if you lose this and you don't prosecute shoplifters, see ya. Bye-bye. See ya. Just spit on my microphone. Speaking about fraudulent, George Santos, my man, pots and pans, filed paperwork for a 2024 House re-election bid. Oh, it's terrible. He lied to everybody. Oh, well, do something about it. Is that all you have to do? You can be fraudulent and get in an election and be sitting and everybody deals with you? It's like he's just waiting it out. That's all you got to do in America is just wait it out. Wait it out. Keep your head low and wait it out. Oh, you get a second chance. But God forbid, well, I don't even want to go down that road. I'm not going to get myself in trouble because I'm smart. I'm smart. That's right, Mikey. I'm smart. I'm not going to make a bad choice. So I was listening the other day to a podcast about Shaquille O'Neal's. First time I said, you know what, I'm going to listen to this podcast. He had something about his surgery I wanted to hear. He didn't really talk about it, but they were going on. They were talking about Ja Morant. Shaquille O'Neal's 51 years old, so he's a contemporary, if you could believe it, right? So he's talking about Ja Morant, the basketball player for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a good player, great player, even though my brother sent me something that says every time Jean Morant has the ball, it's a walk. That's a walk. That's a walk. He sent me some video and some guys like breaking it down. It was hilarious. He goes, look at this. Walk, walk, travel, walk. And it's true. You look at all of his moves are all walks or a carry. But that's the NBA. What are we going to do about it? It's a fraudulent league now. I mean, when you can put the ball under your arm, you're going to be a great ball player. It's like if they can't knock it away, it's like freaking rollerball with James Conn. I'm serious about that. But Jean Morant, right? Guys in a strip club in Denver, not even in Memphis, after a game, they were staying in Denver that night. The Grizzlies lost to the Nuggets. And so he goes to a strip club and decides to do whatever you do in a strip club. I hear you. I understand. Been there once or twice, maybe, allegedly. But he goes on Instagram and then films himself on Instagram Live with the girl at the strip club with a gun in his hand. So they're talking to Shaquille about this. Where's Shaquille O'Neal coming in? It's like, Shaquille, the kid made a mistake, right? Shaquille like, no. Kid didn't make a mistake. No mistake made by the kid. You know, it's like, I'm saying, oh, Shaquille, where are you going with this? He made a bad choice. He had to take out the Instagram. He had to swipe right. He had to go on his own IG live account. He had to put the gun up to the thing. It was a choice. He made a bad choice. And that's what he's got to be responsible for. And I'm like, holy smokes. I thought I was the voice of reason. Shaquille O'Neal is the voice of reason. Right? Finally, somebody calling out somebody who's not afraid to call out somebody. He goes, I'm not going to throw the kid away. I'm not going to throw Jean Morant away. And he's going to take his lumps. But you made a bad choice. Stop covering up mistakes. It's not a mistake. It was a choice. He had ample time not to do this. And that's the thing about our society. We're so willing to brush off mistakes, things that are bad choices that are made, that are consciously made, but we'll call them mistakes. And then other things we'll promote and be like, oh, that was terrible. It was the worst thing. You know, it's as Chris Rock said, it's selective outrage. I saw that special the other day. I didn't think it was that good. I like Chris Rock. I think he's pretty damn funny, but I didn't think this one was that good. It's like, again, when comedy becomes social or issues, that's more what it was like. He was just getting stuff off his chest. He wasn't telling jokes. But it's selective outrage, you know, and that's what everybody chooses and practices. I'm going to be mad at this, but you over there can go, oh, it was just a mistake. Pat him on the head. Oh, come on. He'll be better. No, there's responsibility for bad choices, So I get an email from Quince Orchard High School the other day around 11:30. It says there was a medical emergency. So I'm thinking some kid, you know, whatever, had asthma, passed out on the floor or something. No, it wasn't a medical emergency. It was a bad choice. Some kid was off campus, a 10th grader, mind you, who's not supposed to be off campus because it's closed campus for 9th and 10th graders. 11th and 12th can go over to McDonald's. They can go across Quince Orchard Road to Safeway. They can go anywhere. Some kid overdosed on fentanyl in the McDonald's bathroom. But the hero of the story is his friend who had a can of Narcan, who had Narcan and administered it. Did you get what I just said? The hero of the story is his friend who had Narcan and administered it. Yes, saved a life. Absolutely, positively saved a life. But who the hell carries Narcan with them? People making bad choices. Narcan. I mean, oh, the kid's a hero for carrying Narcan. I'm sorry, man. I go out with my keys, my phone, and my wallet. Sometimes I have gum in the car. I do not carry Narcan with me. Should I? Should they make it free at the library with the COVID tests and the masks? Maybe they should. I mean, we're celebrating. What are we celebrating? We're celebrating a kid who's carrying Narcan. The only reason he has it because he understands what fentanyl is dangerous, but you're making a bad choice. But he's a hero. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, I'm glad the kid was saved and I'm glad there was a reason that something happened, but you're making a bad choice. And we're celebrating someone with Narcan because he's hanging out with people doing fentanyl. Fentanyl, what good comes from it? Chasing the high. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But, everything's been taken away. Little drugs have been taken away. And I don't, we talked last week how kids don't think marijuana is a drug. But everybody sometimes, not everybody, people casually have smoked marijuana at some point in their life just to hear, just to feel, just to understand it. But that's gone now, especially if it's being laced with fentanyl and being cut or whatever. It's gone. The casualness is gone. Now it's overly casual. Now it's okay. It's not even a drug. But this is the thing. We've made everything so easy. So easy. Betting, drugs, prostitution, is going to be next. When's the red light district coming? Washington, D.C. needs some revenue. Instead of red lights, we'll have the red light district. Red light cameras? No, a red light district. Bam, I'm a problem solver. Elect me. I went to Johns Hopkins. And the reason I said I went to Johns Hopkins, I didn't go there. I don't know anybody who went to Johns Hopkins, but I'm going to put that on my resume because no one's going to check anymore. That's one of those schools you put on there that people really know and respect. But do you know anybody who went to Johns Hopkins? I sure as hell don't, other than Michael Bloomberg. And we sure as hell ain't contemporary, so he's not going to rat me out. But I'm not done with Quince Orchard High School. Beth Thomas, right? I guess I'm calling out names. The principal of Quince Orchard High School. Like, it's going to be hard for you to look up. But she was like the Washington Principal of the Year in 2022 or 21 or something like that. She's trying. I'll give her that. She's trying. But she comes out with a harsh email. We will no longer let 9th and 10th graders off campus. We will go back to our closed campus situation, and these are the rules, and we will not bend from them. This is the 4th time you've told me you're not going to bend from them. The 4th time. When do you start believing in what you're putting out? When you put out this stuff, to me, that's terrible parenting. As a principal, stick to your guns once in a while. I think they're more worried about catching the people trying to go off because it's going to be a bigger hassle. It's easier to let them go and to go off campus and not check IDs, not put anybody in detention, not do anything. And I'm not even talking about like hard old school nonsense anymore. But it's easier to let people break the law than to bring them in and hold them accountable for something. Because then parents get involved. How dare you take my kid? And or the kid gets obstinate. It's like, come on, man. What kind of cycle are we running here? And again, we're going to have the restorative lunchtime, meaning it's detention, you idiots. Just call it freaking detention. Fraudulent. Everything is fraudulent. We got to have a certain name for something. We got to have a name for that, a name for this. And just even like drinking water is hydrating. What? That's fraudulent. When did drinking water become an activity? Hydrating become an activity? I don't understand that. I really don't. Everything's got to be fancy and chopped up in all this internet world. Why can't we just talk in plain speak once in a while? Everything's got to be put into sound bites and all this nonsense. But that high school, I'm serious. They really got to get their act together. This really is the 4th time I've gotten that same email and like, we're serious this time. Well, I hope so. Each quarter, you decide to get serious. Each marking period. Let's get serious from May to June, from April to June. It's a good time to get serious. You can have seniors after they finish, they graduate. This is another thing I don't understand. Seniors down here, we got to have so many schools. We can't have snow days. We can't have this. We got about 186 days of school. But seniors are going to get out of school like at the end of May or at the end of May. So you're going to keep them in? Every day is a senior party day or something like that. And I deserve it. Okay, I'm not coming down on that. But it's like school's so important and you're going to now, I don't even know. I don't even know where to go. My head is spinning. It's amazing. I sit at my desk all day. I'm compiling lists, sending out emails, doing stuff I got to do for work. I don't say a word. I make a phone call or whatever, talk to some people. And now even phone calls are like intrusions. That's the funny part. It's like when I first started working, everybody used the phone. Now nobody uses the phone. You call someone at 1 o'clock. It's like you called them at dinner. What are you calling me for? I have an email. Because I wanted to tell you that we have a problem and I wanted to get ahead of it so I don't have to write 15 frickin' emails to you. So you understand there's no codification in my language. You don't, what does this email mean? It's like girls sitting around a phone. Oh, he said he liked my hair, but did he really like it? You know, I mean, seriously, you can interpret an email 16 ways to Sunday. So pick up the phone and just say, hey. And for all of you youngins out there, for all of you people who send something that's deadline, important, vital, whatever, problem, I need your answer now. When you send that email, which I don't have a problem with, you send that email, but you follow it up with a phone call. So at least you're on record, because how many people say, oh, I didn't see your email. I didn't see your email. Oh, can't avoid the phone call. And even if you leave a message, at least you know you called. That's the way things should be done. Common sense. Common sense. But what we like to do is just validate stupid ideas. I was listening to somebody the other day on the radio, and they were talking about how the aliens built the pyramids or something. But it's like, and then somebody on Netflix, I say, oh, I watched this documentary on Netflix. You can throw out whatever you want now. Whatever you want, and people will believe it. It used to be the lunatic fringe that believed it. When I grew up, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, the Bermuda Triangle. When's the last time you heard anything about the Bermuda Triangle? And unless it switched over to the Indian Ocean, or over near Malaysia where airplanes just disappear. I mean, when's the last time you heard anything about it? From 1930 to when we first started flying to 1960, 1975, Bermuda Triangle. There were books at the bookstore, but it was the lunatic fringe, and it was bathroom reading. It was fun. But now you put out the aliens helped build the pyramids. People believe it. We're going to have a Netflix documentary. It's content. Content, another word. How you consume your content. Validation of stupidness. My son saw he saw Idiocracy by Mike Judge years ago. About a year or two ago, we watched this film, and he references it now. And that just gives me hope that he understands what Idiocracy is. I mean, he's tied into TikTok. He's arguing with me about TikTok, the value of TikTok. Okay. First of all, maybe if you were making money off of it, then I'd say, okay, I'm in your corner. But you ain't making a dime off of nothing. You're just watching some guy eating chicken wings all day. I mean, it sends me nonsense. Dad, check this out. It's a cat video. I used to wonder who watched the cat videos. I think I said this. It's my son. He watches cat videos. I'm like, what are you doing, man? I appreciate that he loves his pet, but it's like, oh, look at the cat video. I'm like, oh, get a baseball glove or going out having a catch. Oh. So to circle all the way back before, it's just bad choices. Let's stop calling mistakes mistakes. A mistake is forgetting your keys. A mistake is running out of the house and not closing the garage door. That's a mistake. You knew you meant to do it, but you forgot to do it. When you have time to think about something, it's called a bad choice. You made bad choices. And it seems like a lot of people making bad choices, but it's okay. It's okay. Because Quince Orchard is going to come down and be serious for the fourth time in 4 marking periods. Good for you, QO. Good for you. So I'm watching TV the other day, and the theme of fraudulent stuff, I'm watching a Ford F-150 commercial or Ford truck commercial. They got their trucks out there. Everybody's got their canoes and their kayaks all strapped down, and they're running through the mountains in the desert or whatever. Truck bouncing off left and right. There's dust kicking up everywhere. Nowhere in the United States, not one time in my travels in the United States have I ever seen anybody drive their Ford F-150 like that. They might do some off-roading, but no one drives it over rocks. Nobody. The only people doing that is ISIS with 15-year-old Toyota vans and trucks. I mean, the same commercials, they could have ISIS flags on the damn trucks because nobody's doing that. You tell me who's taking their truck up a mountain to take a dirt bike down and then to drive it back up. I don't know anybody like that. I'm sorry. I've lived in Atlanta. I've lived in Tennessee. I'm living in Maryland. I lived in New York. I don't know anybody like that. Maybe Mark Bricotto or Doug Altman. riding around on dirt bikes off of Surrey Drive. I mean, it's like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. One last thing. Promote a local business, not so much in a Montgomery County business, but over in Luckett's. Luckett's off of Route 15, a place called Vanish. Luckett's is the place where they have the school right next to the mobile homes. Luxury mobile homes available. I don't know about luxury mobile homes, but maybe in Montauk, right? You could buy it for $3 million, a motorhome, a trailer for $3 million. But this place, Vanish Brewery in Luckett's. I took my wife there. It's like it was her birthday or up to her birthday. And I said, let's go out. We went antiquing. Oh. We went shopping. Oh. And then we went beer drinking. Yeah. So I've always wanted to go to this place, Vanish, and I went there because they had wine. They had High Noons, seltzer and all. And they had beer too. They make their own beer. But I said, you know what? I'll tough it up. I'll put away the Miller Lite for the atmosphere. And a lot of these breweries, they got kids running around. It's daddy daycare is what these breweries are. A lot of them is that all the dads get together. Yeah, let's bring Johnny and bring a wiffle ball and a kickball, and they can go run around in the thing while we get sloshed. I'm sorry. It's like I never did that to my kid. Stop bringing your kids to breweries and to beer gardens and stuff like that. So, why? Because I don't want to be inconvenienced. I'm not going to not have fun because I have kids. I'm not going to show responsibility because I have kids. This place vanished. What I liked about them is that they said, yeah, we're family friendly. You can bring kids, but they can't play ball. And they must be seated with you or near you at all times. Good for you. They have to bend some of the rules, but they don't have to bend all of them. But anyway, it's St. Patrick's Day. This place had like the beer room where all the kettles were, etc., and you could drink in there. Then they had another room where they're doing raw oysters. Awesome. I don't even like oysters, but I just like the idea. And then there was another room with bands. It was like a roadhouse. I swear to God, Patrick Swayze was there. Sam Elliott came out. Yeah, hoss. Go in the back. Beef. It's what's for dinner. But anyway, we went to the back, and we were having a good time. It's band just south of 7 was playing. And what was great about them is they had everybody out there, but they also had a trumpet player. So they got to play like all this Paul Simon stuff. They played late in the evening. I was like, woo! I was like, this is damn good. Da, 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 da. I was like, this is good. And I'm drinking, I like the Budweiser, I like the Miller Lite, I like the Bud Light, I like the simple plain beers, but I had a strawberry pale ale or something. It was good. The atmosphere was good. But what was amazing to me, is all the guys with beards. Fat guys. Every fat guy in the world now has a beard. We all believe in uniforms. We got to have the same look. Why can't we just all look differently, right? I don't care. Everyone wants to be so different that they conform. This is my look. This is the way I do it. I mean, and the fat guys, bald fat guys with beards, there must have been about 15 to 20 of them. And all, getting rowdy, woo, woo, drinking beer, throwing it on their heads. I mean, they're having a good time, so I'm with it. And that's, what, I'm not even going to say anything more about it because that's what I believe in. I just believe in everybody having a good time. All I want to do in my life is laugh. I want to have a good time, be with good people. They don't even have to be my best friends. I love my best friends, and I love spending time with them, but I just want to be with people who can enjoy a laugh. Is there anything wrong with that? I think that's all we deserve. What is your goal in life, Bruce? Just to have a laugh. A memory to go back to when you're feeling not so great. That you could say, that was a really good time. I enjoyed that. And why did I enjoy it? Because there was no drama. There was no fraudulence. There was no anger. It was just laughing. People were laughing and having a good time. And that's what I believe in. What do you think, Ryan? Ryan Negrin busted down into this podcast studio. And now he's running away because he's embarrassed. He used to do a podcast. But now he's a little bit embarrassed, but it's okay. Ryan, you got something to say?
Nah, not really.
No, you sound so professional.
How can you even hear me?
You want to hear what's incredible? He's got headphones on, and I don't. He goes, how can you even hear me? Because you're talking in my ear, you maroon.
Sorry, I can hear myself, so I connected the dots, and I assumed, oh, yeah, only you can hear me.
All right, well, that's going to do it. Once Ryan gets on the podcast, you know it's time for me to change it up. My name is Bruce Negrin. The program's called Outside Looking In. If you like the program, if you understand what I'm saying, if you feel what I'm saying, write me a note, brucenice@yahoo.com. Go on the website. Well, I don't have a website. What the hell do I have a website for? Go on Facebook. Go on Twitter. Take a look. Outside Looking In with Bruce Negrin. Like, subscribe. Just subscribe. I don't care if you like it or not. I keep telling you that each week, but just like it. And anyway, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon.